What would you do with a drunken sailor? What would you do with a drunken sailor? What would you do with a drunken sailor? Make him play Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Snag it. Now.
Snag it! Oh yeah!
Yo, 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 Maddie Stands here with another exciting episode of what show is this? Oh yeah, Snag It or Flag It. Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Piracy on the high seas. Have you ever wanted to be a pirate? Because I sure have. Actually, there was a story, side note. I was walking in the mall one time. I'm a big dude. I had long hair, beard, and I was wearing a bandana. And there was this little girl and her family. She was holding her dad's hand. They were walking towards me. And she's just like, eyes just locked on me. And she ends up telling her dad right when they get close to me. She's like, "Hey, Dad, a real pirate." And she was pointing at me too. And I just kind of, gave her a little bit of a nod. I wish I would have "r'd" her, like a loud enough "r'rr." But I was totally caught off guard by that. And obviously the dad was too, because he, pushed the girl's hand down and was like, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "That's all right, man." And they walked by and we walked past each other and I turned and looked at her and she was looking back at me as her family was walking out of the mall. Haha, funny story. But that's how much I want to be a pirate. And Black Flag helped along with that. Assassin's Creed Black Flag, I loved this game. Snag it on up. Especially if you like Assassin's Creed games. But man, I tell you what, I was worried. Because this was the first game that I was going to play of Assassin's Creed, and I think it was this way with most people in general, where you're not in a big lockdown location, a big city, just a sprawling city, and I was like, how are they going to make this work? They were able to make it work. I loved the stealthiness of it. You were an assassin that relied on stealth with a hidden blade. Imagine that. Insanity. And but I also love the fact of getting a ship. The ship was awesome, and I loved sailing the ship. I loved the sea battles. I loved hearing your sailor, your crew singing little sea shanties.
Let me trick at the wheel. That's a lie, that's a lie, that's a lie, lie, lie. Spy 3 ships from Spain. That's a lie, sail, that's a lie, sail. Take a swig at it, oh no. So early in the morning, the sailor lies from down below. Baby Susie and I.
What will we do with a drunken sailor? Bird eye in the morning.
A lot of times I didn't mind where I was going when I was sailing on my ship because I just like listening to everybody. Although the storms did freak me out at times because they would get a little hairy and a little crazy. But I loved like hunting the animals like the sharks and the whales. I thought that was really fun. For some of those bigger animals, it took me a little bit to figure out, to get the hang of seeing, where they would come from. Like you would see the bubble of water. Like when some of the whales would slam their tail down on you. But I mean, I was just like, imagine what it would have been like back then, to really do stuff like that. Those guys were crazy, courageous. It's unbelievable. I loved the outfits of the characters. I loved how they fit the lore of Assassin's Creed Odyssey into it. There's really not a lot that I can think of that wasn't negative for me. Yeah, once again, side quests felt a little repetitive, but like I said in an earlier review, I kind of feel like you have to kind of accept that. I've yet to come across an open world game. Okay, scratch that. Sleeping Dogs, which I will review because it's one of the best games ever, and I can't believe they have never started a franchise from that game. I did not feel that way with Sleeping Dogs. But for the most part, every other open world game that I've played, I feel like after you spend a certain amount of hours playing it, it does start to get a little monotonous. I love the designs that you could come up with for the clothing selections and stuff that you could choose for your character. I loved I love the characters in the game, but I love how you could design your ship. I loved how the details that you would have. I mean, sometimes rolling around and on those islands was just so cool. Hiding out in big bushes, waiting for people, waiting to take them out. It was a fun game, a fun experience. Like I said, if you dig pirates and you want to be a pirate, snag this game. Or grow your hair long, grow out a beard, wear a bandana, or go to the mall. And hope that there's some little kid there that looks at you and is like, oh my gosh, there's a real pirate. Anyway, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which feels like an Assassin's Creed game to me. If you don't know what that is, just play a few more Assassin's Creed games, not Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I like to call Odyssey, and then you'll find out what I'm talking about. But this game had stealth, a stealthy assassin, a hidden blade, actually the double hidden blade, which I really dig doing that. Cool outfits, cool costume, great gameplay, easy game mechanics. If you dig open world and you dig Assassin's Creed games, snag Assassin's Creed Black Flag and rule the seas. Army, matey, in peace.